Hello. The study we are analyzing today is titled Photobiomodulation Inhibits Long-Term Structural and Functional Lesions of Diabetic Retinopathy, authored by Chang and colleagues. This study examined the activation signaling of the vitamin D receptor, and because CYP24A1 is a known regulator of the aforementioned receptor, it was chosen as a qPCR target for genetic quantification. Although CYP24A1 mRNA was the target used, to validate VDR signaling as a potential mechanism, and qPCR was the technique used to measure that relationship, at no point was either introduced in the introduction.
As mentioned, measuring CYP24A1's activity in mediating PBM therapy was done through qPCR. To start, total RNA was isolated from the retina and the skin of diabetes-induced and normal male mice using the Trizol reagent as shown in the schematic. Reverse transcription was then accomplished using the iScript supermix, and PCR triplicates were formed by adding CyberGreen master mix cDNA as well as gene-specific primers. PCR conditions were set as per the manufacturer's instructions, and relative quantification was achieved using the full change formula and normalization to beta actin. Despite the lack of mention of quality testing and therefore the potential for confounding variables, the author's transparency in disclosing qPCR protocol promotes reproducibility. The results show no significant differences observed in the skin tissues between the diabetic and normal groups, both subjected and not to PBM. In the retina, a significant decrease in CYP24A1 mRNA in the diabetes treatment group was reported, a process that seems to be relieved with PBM. The data for each target tissue is presented clearly, but a detailed figure legend should have been provided to comprehensively define used abbreviations and showcase the methodology used to aid in data interpretation of the figure.
In the discussion, the authors provided their rationale for choosing to specifically test the retina and the skin tissues. They explained that based on the methods and results, PBM effect is unlikely to have happened through vitamin D receptor signaling. They then stated the function of CYP24A1 and restated its findings in relation to qPCR. Surprisingly, though, the researchers did not provide interpretations or implications of those findings. Because the authors did not explain the results, the readers will not know how the results contribute to our understanding the mechanism of action of PBM. Overall, the qPCR methodology was described in considerable detail and the results were presented in a clear format. However, the study did not explain why CYP24A1 was selected and its results were not adequately interpreted. This disparity allows the readers to understand what exactly was done and what the results were, but it does not provide the readers with enough information to understand the full relevance or implications of conducting qPCR on CYP24A1. Thank you for listening to us. I hope you enjoyed our presentation.